دونك هاد الجوج خوت غتكونوا كتعرفوهم الدراري اونوهو برادرز عندهم ماركه ديال الحوايج كيديروا دروب شيبينغ دي مليونير تيقول لك ربحوا الفلوس غير من الحوايج وكذا هما هولنديين ولكن تشدوا في فيفري بقاو مدخلين 250 كيلو ديال الكوكايين في دبي.
Dubai, February the 9th, 2025. The city skyline burns bright against the midnight sky. A $50 million mansion in Palm Jumeirah is alive. Luxury cars rumble in. Models draped in designer dresses sip champagne. The bass from the speakers shakes the walls. This is the dream. Samuel and Ruben Anoa, self-made millionaires, sculpted from relentless ambition and hours in the gym, stand at the centre of it all. Sharp jawlines, designer suits hugging their athletic frames, confidence radiating with every smirk. They built their empire from nothing, flaunting their wealth on TikTok, proving to the world that success was all come crashing down. A single phone call, flashing lights, a raid that no one saw coming. By morning, the Anoa brothers will go from kings of social media to prisoners in Dubai's ruthless legal system. And the worst part? They never saw it coming. Guess what the real kicker is? It wasn't just bad luck. It was a setup so precise they never even had a chance. Someone set them up. Someone who was quite near the party. Very unexpected.
عرفتي البلاص شنو اقسم بالله عندي واحد الدري صاحبي كيدير دروب شيبينغ ايوب بن طاهي شي شهرين دابا كيصوير خاصك الصاد انفستيسمون دروب شيبينغ الحوايج اقسم بالله وجبد لي هاد جوج خوت كاكزومبل قال لي شي صاحبي هادو بداو في هولندا وخوت بداو من والو وش صاحبي داروا ماركه ديال الحوايج وهادي كيبين لي الصاد برايفت جيت وكذا كنقول ما يمكنش هذا الصاد من الحوايج وتيقت وقلت فهمتي العاقه شيري هادشي دروب شيبينغ حتى الصاد وراه كيبان لي خونا الصاد تشدو شي 250 كيلو ديال الكوكايين.
But to understand how two young men went from TikTok famous entrepreneurs to sitting in a Dubai jail cell, we need to go back to where it all began. Because this wasn't just a wild party gone wrong. It was the unravelling of a story they had carefully built. They didn't make millions from social media, but they used it to sell the illusion. The real money, according to them, came from masterminding e-commerce and dropshipping, from building a fashion empire, not chasing clout. But here's the question. Were they brilliant businessmen, or just brilliant at pretending to be? To find out, we need to look past the filters, past the flex, and get to the core of who they really were. So, who were the Anoa brothers? This is who they are. Two Dutch superstars who flaunted their wealth to millions, jet-setting across the world in private jets, spending like kings on Louis Vuitton, Hermes and Rolex, turning luxury into their brand. Samuel and Ruben Anoa, two handsome brothers who didn't just build an empire, they lived it. From Dubai to Amsterdam, their lives were the highlight reel of designer shopping sprees, luxury yachts and five-star resorts. Every post, every TikTok was a carefully created glimpse into the high life they wanted the world to see. At just 18 years old, while still sitting in a classroom, Samuel Anoa wasn't just curious about making money, he was obsessed. While others were focused on exams and college applications, he was already manifesting a life far beyond the ordinary. A 9-to-5? A degree? He didn't just reject that path, he never even considered it. What consumed him was something far more unconventional. Building wealth online and building it big. Back then, it wasn't as popular. It wasn't even respected. People laughed at the idea, dismissed it as a scam, and told him he was wasting his time.
Nobody believed in what I was doing. They all looked at me with that strange.
هادو غيكونوا احسن اكزومبل لكاع الدراري بعدا اللي كيشوفوا داكشي في الانترنت وتيقول لكم الدروب شيبينغ الاي كوميرس وكذا كاينين الناس ناجحين في داكشي ولكن اللي كيبقى يبين لك اللايف ستايل الصاد كثر فهمتيني وتقدر تكومباري تاسيمي خوتنا شحال كيدخلوا وتشوف داكشي اللي كيخسروا غيبان لك بان شي حاجه ماشي تاع داكشي شي صوت ديال السوشيال ميديا سيرتو اللي كيمشيو بعدا لدبي فهمتيني كاينه شي حاجه behind the scenes.
Yeah. Okay. So I had to, man. I had to.
They said it would fail. But for Samuel, failure wasn't an option. If anything, the criticism only fueled him more. The moment he saw his first taste of success, he didn't hesitate. In fact, he was already in his final year at ROC studying marketing and communications when he told his mother he wanted to quit. She didn't agree at all, he recalled, but in the end she let me take a kind of gap year, if I could arrange it with the school. Just a belief that he could prove everyone wrong, and according to him, it was the best decision of his life. But was it? Because what happened next would change everything. Samuel, now 25, and Ruben, 23, hail from a small village in the north of the Netherlands.
كتسمع اصلا بانهم كانوا ساكنين في هولندا، كتضرب لك في راسك كيفاش خوتنا تقدروا يدخلوا ديك 250 كيلو. دونك هادو غالبا عشيري قربوا لهم، راكم عارفين عارفين عشيري هولندا باش معروفه، قربوا لهم شي وحدين فهمتيني، وكلاو الخونه راسو عشيري واضطر انه يدير بحال هكا فهمتي، باسكو تكليخه تظن انك غتدخل داكشي كامل لدبي والبوليس ما غيعرفوكش فهمتيني. خونا برايفت زيت والسوشيال ميديا راه يهرب لك اصاحبي. وشوف هاش بابي واحد خونا حتى هو كان سكامرا، قالتو كنشدوه في دبي حتى هو كان عايش الحياه تمايا وكانوا عارفين واش كيدير. نهار ملي كان عيطات لهم في دبي قالت لهم هذاك خونا راه كيدير قالت لهم راه الدوسي ديالو واجب، بغيتو نمشيو نجيبوه، هما مشيو دخلوا عليه جابوه، ما احتاجوش يديروا ديجا تيكونوا مقابلين لواحد بلا ما كيسحب راسو تما راه كيدير شي لعيبه راه ما حاضينش ولا شي
Their
حاجه.
journey began when Samuel ventured into the world of e-commerce, laying the foundation for what would become a real global fashion phenomenon. His early ventures included teeth whitening kits and Fortnite headsets, most of which failed. He described it as an obsession. I once dreamed I sold something, woke up and grabbed my laptop, only to see that I hadn't sold anything at all. At the centre of it all was Samuel, the older brother, who never missed an opportunity to remind his audience of his journey. I wasn't born rich, he said. I grew up in a small village with nothing. It was the perfect narrative, relatable, inspiring, and most importantly, marketable. But their roots tell a different story. Samuel and Ruben didn't grow up in the glow of Dubai skylines or the luxury of private jets. Their roots trace back to Wieringen, a quiet fishing village near the north of the Netherlands. It's a place where most boys their age go out to sea during the week and spend weekends at home. For many, fishing was the future, and for a while it looked like it might be theirs too.
They will buy freedom and get out of prison. عشيري اسمع هادو ماشي هما المستهدفين اللي عطاوهم ديك 250 كيلو وراهم كيفاش يدخلوها لدبي وكيفاش يديروا فهمتي. باسكو شهرين شوف شهرين قبل ما يتشدوا هادو كان تشد واحد خونا اخر فهمتيني، هو الكينغ ديال الكوكايين في بلجيكا. اوكي عثمان بلوتشي هذا صوت هو معروف عليه ذا كينغ اوف كوكايين ديال بلجيكا. شهرين قبل تشد في دبي وراه صات شدوه معاه فهمتيني. صوت there is a connection عشيري.
That life, as Samuel once said, was instilled in me from an early age. But their path shifted the moment their mother, Karma Nanua, became the mayor of the village. A woman of Nigerian and Mexican descent, Carmen was more than just a public figure. She was the centre of their world. Strong-willed and fiercely independent, she balanced the demands of leadership with raising two sons, teaching them that success wasn't something you inherited, it was something you earned. Samuel often credits her with his resilience. "I'm stubborn," he once said, "just like my mother." She knew struggle firsthand, but she refused to let it define her or her sons. But their father, that's where things get complicated. For most of their childhood,
حاجه اخرى والله تصاط كيفاش تصاط الطفوله ديالك كتاثر شويه على كيفاش كتكبر وكتبدا تفكر فهمتي بنسبه كبيره اخي.
he wasn't around. Samuel has openly spoken about growing up without a strong.
هذا الكبير وهذا الصغير، هذا هو العقل المدبر وهذا اخي مجرور وراه فهمتي. فهمتي تيكون خوك عشيري شي مسخط الوالدين خصك
father figure, a void that shaped his hunger for control, power and success. In fact, he once documented his first reunion with his father in 12 years, a moment that hinted at a past filled with distance and unanswered questions. Without a stable father figure, Samuel stepped up. He wasn't just Ruben's older brother, he became the leader, the one who had to figure it all out. And maybe that's why he was so obsessed with proving himself, with building something bigger than the life they were given. Watching the local boys earn serious money out at sea, while he scraped by washing dishes, pushed him to dream bigger, to find another way out. Frustrated, Samuel searched for answers the way any teen would. On Google, he stumbled across a video of a 17-year-old making money online by selling products, and he thought, if he can do it, I can do it too. And he did. But it wasn't the sea that called him, it was the internet. But here's the thing about success. It doesn't just change you, it also changes the people around you. And as the Anoa brothers climbed higher, the weight of their past began to crack their perfect facade. And this leads to the biggest question of all. Was it real? Because when you look closer, things start to shift. The timelines, the claims, the image they projected versus the reality behind it. And that's where the real story begins. But Samuel was not just looking for a way out, he was looking for a way up. And in 2018, he found it, the blueprint for an empire that would change everything. With a bold idea and a hunger for success.
البلان دابا اللي ما بغيتش تفهم ليا انا هو انهم داروا هاد لا ماركه نجحات لهم بزاف وكانوا داروا داك اللي كان ضارب مع بدرهاري سميتو ريكو حتى هو دخلوا داروا معاه اشهار وبداو كيبيعوا اصلا وصلت حتى 20 مليون اورو ديال المبيعات. ولكن واش داك ستيل دو في اللي بغا خونا يعيش به هو اللي خلاه الساط يقلب على شي بلان اخر دخل له الفلوس ولا ما نعرفهاش. باسكو علاش غتكون عندك ماركه ناجحه ديال الحوايج وغتمشي دير هاد الكارثه هادي.
He and Ruben launched Icon Amsterdam, a brand that wouldn't just change their lives, it would redefine the men's fashion industry. And they didn't just succeed, they dominated. Icon Amsterdam wasn't just some small startup scraping by, it was a global powerhouse. In just a few short years, the brand sold over 500,000 pairs of trousers, becoming a go-to label for men with athletic builds. Their collections weren't just popular, they were a movement. Their breakout idea? Muscle-fit pants for guys who struggled to find trousers that actually fit their frame. And it wasn't just everyday customers who noticed. Big names like kickboxing champion Rico Verhoeven and YouTube star Vitaly Dorovetsky were seen wearing Icon Amsterdam, helping them turn the brand from a niche idea into a full-blown movement. And the numbers? Unreal. Icon Amsterdam's annual revenue soared into the 8-figure range, putting them in a league with some of the biggest names in fashion. But this wasn't luck, it was strategy. The Anoa brothers knew exactly how to build hype. Within their first month, he sold over 1,000 pairs. An amount of money came in that I'd never seen before, Samuel said. Their secret weapon? Social media. While traditional fashion houses clung to old-school marketing, Samuel and Ruben rewrote the rules, and won big. They turned Instagram into their personal empire, collaborating with influencers, running high-converting ads and crafting a luxury aesthetic that everyone wanted to be a part of. And it worked. Their customer base didn't just buy once, 40% of them came back for more. And as their influence grew, so did their empire. They were untouchable. Two brothers from a tiny Dutch village had built a multi-million-dollar empire in record time. They had the money, the success, the luxury lifestyle. But here's the thing about building an empire at lightning speed. The higher you climb, the harder you fall. Last year, Samuel Anoa tweeted that he went from $6 million to $20 million, an unbelievable figure for two young entrepreneurs fresh out of school. Samuel
بغيت نقول لكم يقدر يكون البلان ديال تبويض الاموال باسكو كانت عندك ماركه ناجحه ياك بحال هكا راه ساهله دير فلوس من بلاصه اخرى ولا يقربوا لك ناس اخرين ويقول لك شوف طن هذه واحسن بلاصه تقدر دير فيها هاد اللعيبه باسكو عندهم شويه داكشي ديال لي طاكس بدا هابط هي دبي.
Samuel Anoa tweeted that he went from $6 million to $20 million, an unbelievable figure for two young entrepreneurs fresh out of school. Samuel had already dropped out to go all in, and Ruben soon followed, joining him as a full-time business partner. While their exact financials couldn't always be verified, one thing was certain: they were making serious money. But behind the flashy success, shadows were already forming. The empire they built wasn't just rising fast, it was walking in a dangerous line, and soon it would cross it. Legal trouble wasn't just new to the Anoa brothers. Early on they faced a copyright dispute over one of their products. a legal hiccup that could have derailed their momentum. But back then, it was just a business setback, one they manoeuvred past without real consequences. This time, they wouldn't be so lucky. In 2022, Icon Amsterdam was pulling big numbers. Ruben officially stepped in as Chief Operating Officer, solidifying their empire. But as their wealth grew, so did their risks. But success wasn't just measured in numbers, it was in lifestyle. With more money than ever, the brothers started spending time in Dubai, a city synonymous with wealth, luxury and power. But what they didn't know was that this very city, the symbol of their success, would soon become the setting for their downfall. Because behind the towering skyscrapers and golden sands, something was brewing. And when the truth finally surfaced, Dubai's luxury wouldn't be their escape, it would be their trap.
واحد اللعيبه باش في دبي كيخوروا اي واحد كيدير شي لعيبه. شوف فهاد العالم ديال المخدرات فهمتي الاباطره ديال المخدرات ديما بالدريات. لا بيم شونس الضعف ديال اي واحد عسير لا بيم شونس الدريات غيطيحوهم في شي صواري عسير.
Stick with us as we uncover the secrets behind their dirty success. A lavish villa in Emirates Hills became their new base, rumoured to be a $50 million
فيل قصر ب$50 مليون. هما البيزنس ديالهم كامل يلا كيدخلوا واحد $20 مليون في العام، يعني البيزنس كامل ماشي ربح نت. فهمتي دي اول غلط اخويا، عيش على حساب لي زيكسبنسز ديالك. صاحبي دبي بوليس ناسين.
Mansion, private jets, supercars and endless nights in Dubai's most elite circles became a regular feature in their content. And it wasn't just for show. Dubai's zero income tax and booming expat business scene made it the perfect place for entrepreneurs like them. Their influence extended beyond fashion. They became idols for entrepreneurs, a blueprint for young hustlers on social media.
صدق كيدير لا دروغ عشيري ماشي غير كيدير لا دروغ. قال لك في واحد اللحظه كان الكوكايين اللي كيدور في دبي كامل كانوا هما المصدر ديالو. فهمتي تخيل معايا اللي كانوا كيشدوه بالكوكايين في دبي كيتبعوا الخيوط كتليدي لهم هما.
Media icons whose every word carried weight. But here's the thing about building an empire at this speed. It makes enemies. And for Samuel and Ruben, these enemies were much closer than they ever realised. At this point, the Anoa brothers weren't just successful entrepreneurs, they were celebrities. By 2023, Samuel and Ruben were everywhere. Magazine features, high-profile podcasts and viral YouTube interviews, all painting them as the new kings of digital business. IP Times even called their journey a meteoric rise. But when you shine this brightly, people start looking closer. By late 2023, the whispers began. People started asking, was this all real? How did two young men selling mid-range fashion afford the mega mansion, a fleet of supercars and a lifestyle that rivaled billionaires?
حيت دابا خاصك تصور راسك. دابا انت ملي كتدخل دبي مثلا ياك كتدخل وسيرتو كتكون ناشط في السوشيال ميديا وكتبدا تحط لي برايفت جيت وكتشري دار ما عرفتش بشحال والطوموبيلات ولوي فيتون كل نهار كتخسر ما عرفتش عشرات المليون. واش كتصحاب البوليس مثلا في دبي؟ كندوي على دبي. واش كتصحابهم مثلا ما كيشوفوكش كيفاش عايش وكتكون عندهم فكره على الارباح ديالك مثلا في داك البيزنس ولا داكشي اللي كدير، ولا كاين داكشي ما كيماتشيش كيعني ان الفلوس كيجيو من شي بلاصه اخرى وخصهم يعرفوا دوك الفلوس ملي كيجيو. برو هادشي وداروا حتى مع هاش بابي تاعو اللي كانوا جدوا شحال هادي.
Various Reddit users also criticised their fake and rental private jets. At first, it was just speculation. Online critics threw around theories, money laundering, crypto schemes, illicit side businesses, but there was no proof. And the Anoas? They just laughed it off. They called their doubters haters, jealous nobodies who couldn't handle seeing two young guys win. Samuel, especially, was vocal. His responses were dismissive, even arrogant. They'd worked for this. They'd built everything themselves. What should they care what some online trolls think? But here's the thing about rumours. They don't just disappear. By late 20, especially, was vocal. Yop in Dubai. No. By the early hours of February the 10th,
اسمحوا لي الدراري ماذا حصل
Dubai of Disney of super made them violence.
فين وصلنا فين؟ فين نوصل؟
and Ruben just disappear. By late 2020, until private jet fashion afford the mega mansion, a meteoric, high-profile at this point, the only word whose every word carried weight. But here's the thing about building it, and success with high profile all their journey, a meteoric rise. But when you shine this brightly, people start looking closer. By late 2023, the whispers began. People started asking, was this all real? How did two young men selling mid-range fashion afford the mega mansion, a fleet of supercars, and a lifestyle that rivaled billionaires?
واحد قال لي شافوا لي طاكس ما كاينينش هما لا دابا البلان اللي في دبي شنو هو كيديروا لك دبي الا خرجتي دابا ملي كتخرج مثلا فاش تمشي تما ملي كتخرج الدوز ما كيبانوش لك البوليس عشيري ما كيبانوش لك كتلقى مثلا بلاصه توريستيك ولا كتلقاهم كانت شي كسيده ولا شي لعيبه وهذا الشيء فريمون كيخليك تظن بانهم انيكزيستو با ولكن عشيري كيعرفوا كل شيء. هادو بعدا ديال هولندا اللي كانوا شدوا كانوا داخلين الصاد باسبورات مزورين هادوك اللي كانوا تابعين رضوان تاعي باسبورات مزورين لي زومبرانت حتى هما مزورين وتخيل معايا كانوا عايشين تما 4 سنين 5 سنين وكانوا شادين عليهم الدوسي وعارفين داكشي الحقيقي ديالهم كانوا خلاهم عايشين تما كانوا كيدخلوا الفلوس تبيد الاموال نهار مات هولندا وطلبات من دبي هما يمشيو هما يجمعوهم وجابوهم ما تسناو يقلبوا عليهم ولا يشوفوا كانوا الدواسه واجدين وهذه هي اللعيبه اللي ما كيبغيش يفهم بنادم على دبي اقسم بالله وبتجارب عشير من هاش بابي الخطه ديال هولندا البلجيكيين لكلشي.
At first, it was just speculation. Online critics threw around theories, money laundering, crypto schemes, illicit side businesses, but there was no proof. And the Anoas? They just laughed it off. They called their doubters haters, jealous nobodies who couldn't handle seeing two young guys win. Samuel, especially, was vocal. His responses were dismissive, even arrogant. They'd worked for this. They'd built everything themselves. Why should they care what some online trolls think? But here's the thing about rumours. They don't just disappear. By late 2024, the Anoa brothers had fully embedded themselves in Dubai's high society. Endless nightclub appearances, yacht parties and exclusive private events. It was a constant public display of power and untouchability. But what they didn't know was that they weren't just being watched by their followers. Authorities were watching too. Dubai authorities had received intelligence. The Anoas weren't just influencers with a fashion brand. They were allegedly connected to something much bigger. Sources later suggest that undercover surveillance had been monitoring them for weeks, maybe even months. And while the details remain murky, some reports hinted at associations with organised crime circles, both in Dubai and Europe. At first, it was just whispers. Soon, it would become much more. Remember that party we talked about at the start? The wild night in Dubai, the flashing lights, the flowing champagne, the moment where Samuel and Ruben and Anoa were living it off. Well, this is where all the dots connected. Because that night wasn't just a party, it was a trap. And the Anoa brothers never saw it coming. It was February the 9th, 2025. Just another extravagant night at the Anoa brothers' Dubai mansion. Supercars lined the driveway, music blasted through the villa, and VIP guests filled every corner. This was not just a party, it was a statement, a declaration that they had made it. But here's what they didn't know. By the early hours of February the 10th, the celebration would spiral into disaster. It started with a complaint, but who made it remains a mystery. Neighbours, fed up with the loud music and non-stop chaos, called the police. Dubai authorities, known for their zero-tolerance policies, responded swiftly. But when they arrived at the villa, they didn't just find a rowdy party. They found something much.
قلت لكم البوليس ديال دبي البلان داك خونا اللي عيط لهم الجيران وقال لهم حكا راه سمعت الصداع ولا ختنا اللي مشات قالت لهم حكا راه ما خلصنيش راه البوليس هادوك خاصهم غير اسباب باش يقدروا يدخلوا فهمتي باش يقدروا يدخلوا من الفيلا فاش كانت الصوار اما هما عارفين كلشي عارفين اش طاري that's the thing.
Police discovered a significant quantity of illegal substances inside the mansion. Narcotics. Dubai police immediately locked down the scene, questioning guests and searching the property. And this is where things take a shocking turn. And it wasn't just anyone. The rumour, the Anoa brothers didn't pay the Colombian escorts at the party.
البلان ديال قال لك حكا ما خلصوش كولومبيا كانت معاهم في الصواري. غنعاود لكم واحد البلان كان طرا فاش في دبي 2019 قبل من كورونا. داك خونا هاش بابي اللي كان شدو داك السكامر الكبير كان كيعرض على دريس فتوحي، كان عشيرو ولا كنتو عاقلين الدراري على دريس فتوحي. كنت كنسهر انا وياه ديك الساعه، كنت كنتلاقى انا وياه تما شحال هادي. وكان فريش مونطانا واحد النهار في الصواري، وكان حتى بوبا، راه بوبا اللي كيدير فيديوهات مغربي حتى هو كان حاضر هاد العيب. وهاش بابي كنا دخلنا عنده الطابله، كان شاد في اي بي انا ودريس فتوحي. اقسم بالله واحد اللحظه كذا صار لي بحال هكا، وكنت باغي نشد واحد الدريه ويقول لي داك هاش بابي قال لي بليز ممنوع الدريات في الطابله، ممنوع الدريات يدخلوا عنده الطابله، وممنوع الدريات راندوم يمشيو معاه للدار. وانا كنقول علاش كان كيدير بحال هكا. اقسم بالله هاش بابي كان معروف على هاد العيب. وهذا الشيء علاش؟ باسكو التخويره ديما كتجي من عند الدريات. الله يجزيني الدراري قال لي نو جيرلز برادر نو جيرلز.
A dispute over money led them to contact Dubai police and reveal the presence of illegal substances inside the villa. A Twitter account shared that multiple escorts filed a complaint exposing the stash
مولتيبل اكسكورت، ما كانوش اسكورت، ما كانوش صيفطين وحده، جوج ثلاثه اربعه
of illicit substances in retaliation. Others suggest an anonymous call from inside the party. But one thing is clear, this raid wasn't an accident. The truth is, no one knows for sure who made the call. With no official confirmation, the real trigger behind the police raid remains a mystery. The Anoa brothers were trapped now, and within minutes, the dream life the Anoa brothers had built up came crashing down. The Anoa brothers built a glossy empire, flaunting their success on social media and living like kings in Dubai. But on February the 10th, 2025, it all came crashing down. In the early hours of the morning, Dubai police made their move. It was not a random raid. It was a swift, precise and deadly serious. The General Department of Criminal Investigation had been watching, and now they were done waiting. Officers stormed their $50 million villa before the brothers could react, and it was over. Samuel and Ruben Anoa were placed under arrest on the spot. As police searched the property, they seized the narcotics found at the scene, a quantity significant enough to turn this from a party bust into a major narcotics case. But here's where things got strange. Despite the arrests, there was no immediate statement. Dubai authorities were silent.
والله اسمحوا لي الدراري المايك، اسمحوا لي قلت لك فاش شدوهم في دبي جوج سيمانات ما قالوا والو، فهمتيني؟ دبي يقدروا يشدوك ما يقولوا والو، سيرتو الا كان تحقيق ولا هادشي غير اكد لك بانه هذا تحقيق عنده علاقه بشي قضيه كبر من لو في ديال انهم شدوهم هما. امتى غادي يعرفوا؟ حتى دبي غادي يعلموا جوبونس السلطات الهولنديه، باسكو الهولنديين عابت غادي تسرب الصحافه ديال هولندا بان راه اش كاين واش كاين. راه كانوا تشدوا خوتنا بقاو كيبوستي والو في السوشيال ميديا ديالهم حتى شي حاجه.
No details, no charges, nothing publicly confirmed. And then, just like that, the Anoa brothers disappeared. Their social media went dark, the accounts remained, but the updates stopped. It was as if their online empire had collapsed overnight. For years, Samuel had shared every moment of his life, from private jets to motivational speeches. But now, nothing. No Instagram stories, no posts, silence. And in the digital age, silence is the loudest alarm, and people noticed. By mid-February, speculation started swirling. Some believed the brothers had gone into hiding, while others whispered about a secret detention. The truth? They were locked inside Dubai's legal system. No one knows exactly where they are. People have different speculations. Some think that they are in Bur Dubai police station, while one of the Redditors commented that they might be at Al Barsha police station. Behind the scenes, Dutch consular officials were quietly informed that the two Dutch nationals had been arrested. But the Anoa family? They weren't talking. No requests for legal aid, no statements. Just total silence. In early March, there were only rumours leaking everywhere. Everyone had a different theory. And then, on March the 5th, the final confirmation bombshell dropped. African news site GH Page ran a shocking headline. Popular online motivational speakers arrested for smuggling narcotics in Dubai. 250 kilograms of narcotics. According to the report, the Anoa brothers were...
عرفتي شحال 250 كيلو ديال الكوكايين في دبي؟ نعطيكم فكرة. غرام واحد 5000 درهم. 5000 درهم كرا في دبي ولقيتيه بعدا الا ماشي لقيتي لي كونتاكت بعدا باش تشريه وضرب الحساب 20 250 كيلو.
Weren't just influencers, they were key players in a massive underground narcotics operation. Suddenly, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok exploded with speculation. People who once admired the brothers were now dissecting their past. Was it all a scam? Was their wealth real? Or had they been laundering money all along? And then, on March the 10th, 2025, the Dutch media confirmed it. RTL Boulevard, one of the biggest entertainment news shows in the Netherlands, reported that multiple sources verified Samuel and Ruben.
عرفتي الغلط ديالهم شنو هو الدراري اللي متبع هما دابا كانوا ترونكيل واخا وكاك واحد النهار داروا فيديو جوبونس ولا ما عرفتش التصويره ولا بوست المهم تيقولوا حنايا كناكلوا في برايفت جات وانتم كتاكلوا زعما في الصالون ديال داركم ولا كتاكلوا في داركم ولا شي لعيب. عرفتي كلشي صار ولا ويحقد عليهم ومشاو داروا واحد التصويره اخرى بعد ما خونا سد الكونت ديالو هذا ولكن لكم واحد ما تيقونيش اقسم بالله دخلت الصباح كان محلول دخلت الصباح كان الكونت كاين عاود قبل ما نستريمي دخلت بغيت نجبدو هذا السكند اكونت لقيتو الدراري تسد بحال هكا فين هو لقيتو صاد فيرمان الله يعطينيك سيد الدراري اليوم كريزي ستاف عشير.
Ruben and Noah were detained in Dubai on serious narcotic-related charges. The next day, De Telegraaf, the Netherlands' largest newspaper, ran the story. No more speculation, no more rumours. It was official. By March the 11th, the internet was ablaze. The Anoa brothers, once icons of success, luxury and self-made wealth, were now sitting inside a Dubai jail, facing a future no one had seen coming. Their meteoric rise had just taken a few years. Their downfall, just one night. But here's the real question. What exactly were they charged with? Dubai isn't just strict on crime, it's ruthless. And in a country where offences involving illegal substances come with some of the harshest penalties in the world, Samuel and Ruben weren't just facing a scandal, they were facing a nightmare. As of mid-March 2025, Dubai authorities have not officially disclosed the exact charges. No names have been released, no detailed statements from police. But the evidence? It all points to something massive. Multiple reports from Nigerian outlets, Dutch media and international gossip sites claim that the brothers were arrested for smuggling an estimated 250 kilograms of illegal substances into Dubai. Let that sink in. We're not talking about simple possession. We're not even talking about a party bust. If these allegations hold, this is a full-scale illegal substance trafficking case. And in Dubai, that changes everything.
دراري هادو عندهم جوج حلول اشير ولا عندهم حل واحد. الحل هو غتعطينا شكون كان خدام معاك في هادشي شكون يعطاك كيفاش كنت كتدخل شكون اللي كان كيعاونك وإلا عطاهم هادشي كامل دار معاهم مزيان غيصيفطوهم لهولندا الصاد يدوزو شي 4 سنين 5 سنين تما. ولكن الا ما دواوش وضرب لهم الحساب 250 كيلو في دبي. قابل شفت هربة الضريبيه وغسيل الابواب